This man is loved by fairies because he has a title called Fairy Heart Thief. Even more absurd is that during PvP the fairies cannot bring themselves to attack him, so they choose to refuse the match. Recently Jack keeps getting hugged by fairies for no reason, and fairies often try to visit him on their own. But Jack cannot form a contract because his contract crystal is broken. By contrast, the fairies seem obsessed with crystals. As his skill level rises, Jack unlocks advanced skills. This allows his combat power to increase again. After that, Jack prepares to explore a dungeon. As soon as he enters, he senses traps through his skill. Jack immediately chooses to avoid them. Halfway through, red dots suddenly appear in the darkness. As he focuses on them, a spider jumps out with the moving lights. Jack stays calm, draws his bow, fires an arrow and knocks it back. Then he follows up with a wind blade spell. He thinks it is dead, but the spider suddenly flips and lunges at him. Jack instantly uses his new skill and jumps to dodge the attack, but he uses too much force and crashes into the ceiling. Then Jack pulls out a whip, ties it up and drags it back. With one kick he finishes the spider. In the end, the bow was only for pulling aggro and melee did the real work. At this moment, a group of small fairies appears on the ground. Jack feels like they are guiding him, so he follows them. After crossing a cliff, Jack sees even more fairies. As he steps forward, the fairies scatter and reveal a stone. Jack moves it aside and gets a box. Inside is only an old ring that looks like some kind of vase. Then the system announces that the second half of the Fairy Ball event is called the Fairy Battle Ball. It will use a special PvP mode. Winning battles allows fairies to evolve into new forms, but fighting the same player will not trigger evolution. The top 16 players can enter the elimination rounds and winners get rewards. After the update, a title system will be added with hidden titles for different playstyles. Also, players with failed contracts can repair broken contract crystals through special PvP battles. This excites many players with failed contracts, and Jack is one of them. Recently, a new town called Nexia has appeared, and it gathers most PvP players. The next day, Jack gets surrounded as soon as he logs in. Jack is confused until he opens the title panel.
何これ？あいつ妖精たらしなのか？
Jack drops to his knees because the title is unreal and feels like public execution. He suddenly remembers that winning one PvP match can change the title, so he loudly asks if anyone wants to fight him. A pop-up appears and Jack almost cries with relief. The opponent is a girl named Rona, and she is from the Red Guild. She follows a fighter build, so she looks forward to fighting a melee archer. Just as Jack is about to accept the match, Rona's fairy suddenly flies over and looks at Jack with affection, while Jack is completely confused. The duel request is cancelled.
何これ？戦いたくないってこと？
僕にだってこんな風に意思表示してくれたことないのに。
見ろよ、妖精をたらし込んだぞ。称号に偽りなしだな。違うんだわ、これは誰か PVP の対戦をしてくれ。
After that, Jack tries many times and every attempt is rejected by fairy pets. This makes Jack furious at the developers. Then Rona invites Jack to go to the new town together. As soon as they arrive in Nexia, they see a PvP match nearby. Inside the barrier, both players have their own fairies, and Jack immediately notices something wrong with the firewolf. As the match starts, the blonde player's fairy attacks first. When the magic is blocked, the blonde draws his sword and fights head-on with even exchanges. After pushing the blonde back, the armored man orders the firewolf to cast magic, but the firewolf ignores him. Then the blonde's fairy hits the armored man with a lightning strike. The blonde takes the chance and finishes him with one sword swing. Rona asks why the fairy did not obey commands. Jack explains that the armored man treated the fairy like a slave. Only long-term abuse causes a fairy to stop obeying. This is cause and effect. There were players who abused fairies for a long time. As punishment, the player must fight their own fairy. The fairy becomes a full form during that fight. If the fairy wins, it takes back the contract crystal. All data related to the fairy will also be erased. The armored man likely knew this, so he did not dare to attack.